We have been having some really cold weather here where I live. We have pretty much mild winters majority of the time. We get a little bit of snow every once in a while, but for the most part, the temperatures don't get as low as they have been in this past week. I think it's kind of been a cold spell all over the country, but for us here, we've been having some negative temperatures, which is not something that we're totally used to. So because of that, the pond at my parents' house was frozen enough for the kids to get to ice skate on there, which is something that they don't typically get to do. In fact, I think it was the first time that they've ever done that. And also, we have been spending just a little bit more time inside, cozied up by the fire, sipping on hot chocolate, and just having more family game nights and things like that, because when it's that cold outside, no one wants to spend that much time outside. So on this cold morning, I am getting some sourdough crepes going for breakfast. For my crepes, I do a dozen eggs, 1 cup of sourdough starter, and a cup of milk. And I just mix all of that up and then just fry it in some coconut oil. After breakfast, I am just doing a quick little cleanup in the kitchen, and then I'm going to feed my sourdough starter because later on today I'm going to be making some bread and also get some sourdough biscuits going for breakfast tomorrow. So I'm just getting this fed this morning. My starter is pretty active, and so it does pretty well with getting nice and bubbly and ready to use, even just by sitting on the counter for a few hours. I am in my daughter's room doing a few things in here. You guys saw that for Christmas, I actually redid her room, and there's a few more things that we're still kind of adding to as we go. And one thing is she is obsessed with the book series Pollyanna, and I am trying to collect several of these books. Currently we have the first 5 of those, and I'm wanting to get her that set, and I thought they looked so cute that we displayed them on her dresser. I want to thank Harry's for sponsoring today's video. If you have been around my channel for a little while, you know my love for Harry's. My husband and I both love the Harry's razor, and a lot of our family members do as well. To this point, we have added the Harry's starter kit to several of our Christmas and Father's Day gift baskets. The 2-tone handle has a no-slip grip, a weighted core, and a texture grip, so it feels good in the hand and gives you ultimate control. The 5 German blades make for a close and comfortable shave, and with the lubricating strip, it is smooth and an even glide. It has a flex hinge and a precision trimmer to make it easy for those hard to reach places. We also love the foaming shave gel. It is made with aloe, so it's very smooth and refreshing. You can find Harry's at Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, grocery stores, drugstores, and so it makes it really easy to to get it without making any special trips. And it's also really nice to see all the different products right in front of you to make it easier to make that decision of what you want to get. So make sure that you check out Harry's the next time you're at your local Walmart, and be sure to let me know what you pick up and what you decide to try. Alright, so I'm in my kitchen again, getting some bread going and also my biscuits going for tomorrow. I love on a cold day spending some extra time in the kitchen doing some baking. It's so nice because it warms up the house when the oven's on all day long. And so just in here stretching and folding my bread. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of tidying up. One thing that I really dislike about winter is all of the extra clothes and hats and gloves and boots and just all the things. This definitely has me dreaming about summer and thinking about being able to send kids out barefoot or with flip-flops, and just the amount of laundry that will be so much different in the summertime compared to the winter. A couple videos ago, I told you all that I am expecting, and if you're new here, this will be my 7th child. And as a new mom, I would never have expected to be saying that this baby will be my 6th son. So when we got pregnant with our first baby, getting close on now, almost 12 years ago, I would have never have expected that she would be our only girl. Now, I mean, obviously, maybe we'll have another girl at some point, but at this point, that she would be my only girl. I was super excited to find out that she was a girl, and then with the next 2 babies, finding out that they were both boys, and just not realizing that I was going to be in this pattern of continuing to have all of these boys. It's just one of those things. It's just so shocking to me. But anyway, with this pregnancy, we did decide to find out gender. We have not found out baby's gender in 8 years, because we found out with our first 3, and then we did not find out with our next 3, and this time I just decided it would be fun to find out. And I have to say, when I went to that ultrasound a couple weeks ago and they told me it was a boy, I was so shocked. I mean, I gotta say, I would have been probably even more shocked if they would have said it was a girl, because it's been so long since I've had a little girl. But to think that I'm going to have 6 boys in a row is just mind-blowing to me. And I know a lot of you guys know my sister, who also has a YouTube channel, Parmesan Boone, And the most ironic thing is that she's also had 6 boys in a row after having 2 girls first and then 6 boys. And so it is just such a crazy thing. It's just something that I would have never expected. I mean, it's amazing. I'm so excited. I absolutely love little boys. In fact, I was kind of thinking we're getting ready to find out that it would be much easier if this one was a boy, because that's just what we know now. That's what we have. We're a boy family at this point. But anyway, that is my big news. We are really excited that this summer we will be having, still so nuts to say, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but having our 6th baby boy. Wow, that's just crazy. We are so excited. So anyway, that's my big news. I know a lot of you guys were curious on the gender, and in the last video that I made when I announced the pregnancy, I did not know the gender of the baby yet. All right, so after I got all of my cleaning done, I made myself a rooibos tea. That is something that I like to make a lot in the afternoons, and it is just some rooibos tea that I steep and then adding in cream and maple syrup. All right, this next morning, you can tell it's still super dark outside. It's not even like it's that early. It's just that time of year when it doesn't really get light till 7 or 7:30. And so I am just getting these biscuits finished up. Like I said, I started these yesterday, and then this morning I just am adding in the baking powder and baking soda. And then I'm going to roll these out and cut them. And then typically when we make biscuits, I make a biscuits and gravy, but we did not have any milk. This was actually on the morning before I went and picked up milk from the farm that we get our milk from. And so we instead decided to fry up some bacon and fry up some eggs. And so I made some biscuit breakfast sandwiches. Today for lunch, I'm going to be making a chicken parmesan, and I'm starting off by making some sourdough breadcrumbs. We have some leftover bread from a sandwich loaf that I made over the weekend, so I'm going to be using that to make my breadcrumbs. And you saw I had some pumpkin pies in the oven. My daughter wanted to bake some pumpkin pies this morning, and so those are in the oven cooking, and we will be having that for dessert today. And then I'm just slicing up my chicken. I'll be mixing together some eggs and garlic to drudge the chicken in before dipping them in the breadcrumbs. Making your own breadcrumbs is actually super easy. I just toast the bread and then I'm going to blend it up with some Italian seasonings. And this is such a wonderful way to use up bread that might be a little bit stale, or I don't know, if you're not going to use it all. Like I said, this was leftovers from a couple of days ago, and I feel like homemade bread after it sits for a few days is just not near as tasty as it is when it's first freshly made. But obviously I don't want to waste any of it, so anytime that happens, I will use it to make breadcrumbs or maybe like a French toast casserole, but repurpose it in some way that we can use it. And this was a perfect thing for today because I needed breadcrumbs anyway for my chicken parmesan. With this, I'm going to be serving some spaghetti with marinara sauce and then also some bread. So after I get my chicken done, I'm going to work on my bread. Thankfully, the pumpkin pies were done right when it was time to get the chicken and bread in the oven because I was definitely running out of oven space here. Anytime I make a stretch and fold loaf, I like to do it in my Dutch oven, and I preheat my Dutch oven first before putting it in the oven. So I'm getting that in. I pan-seared the chicken for about a minute on each side to give it that nice golden brown color, and then I transferred it to a bacon sheet and I added some marinara sauce on top of it and some cheese, and then I baked it in the oven until the cheese was all melted and the chicken was cooked through. Alright, I know I'm late to the party, but I just got my first Azure standard haul. I used to live, I say close, it wasn't even that close, closer than I do now, to an Amish community when I lived at my old house. And we went there pretty often to stock up on things like whole wheat berries and oatmeal and coconut oil and honey and all of those things. And since moving, we haven't been back to the Amish community, gosh, I don't think at all. And so I decided to make an order and do a local pickup with Azure Standard to get all of the things that I used to get from my Amish community. So I got some hard white wheat berries to grind my own flour. I used to do that all the time, and I kind of got out of the habit of that. So I'm going to start doing that more. I also got a bunch of jovial einkorn noodles, just a variety of different kinds. I know that kind is better to use, healthier, all the good things. And so I wanted to stock up on those. I got a bunch of organic oatmeal. We got organic popcorn. I got the salt that I always use in a bulk pack. And I also got a big box of raw cheddar cheese. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little glimpse into our life this week.